guys. Welcome. We have today, I'm going to make sure we're all in the picture here. Mr. Olson, can you scooch a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go. Sure. So today we have a very special guest. Can everybody hear okay? Check in. Let us know if you can hear us okay. I'm going to make sure my microphone is working. We're here with Mr. Olson. If you've watched my, how many videos have you appeared in?
Oh, maybe 5 to 10, somewhere in there.
Okay. Mr. Olson, I think you did the Hey Song and like back in the old days. Thank you. Thank you for checking in, Emily. And I'm not afraid of you. Some of these usernames are great. I'm not afraid of you. It says it's working for me. Hi, Dan. Dan is here all the time. Sky. Hey, folks.
Wow.
So Mr. Olson, remember we first started, we were doing things like, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
What else?
We did Havana.
Havana. And what else?
We did lots of
Uptown Funk, right? Did you do Uptown Funk?
No, I don't think I did that one.
Well, maybe we need to do that one for trombone.
Yeah.
So, hey, folks, we have Mr. Olson here. Mr. Olson is he's a music teacher in the school district that I teach in. Mr. Olson teaches 4th and 5th grade.
4th and 5th grade band.
And up until so last year in our school district, there was some changing around of teachers. I went up to the high school, as I was telling you guys. I'm now the high school band director. Mr. Olson was at the middle school for many years and is now at the elementary school. So how are you liking it at the elementary school?
I love it. I love it. The kids are really working hard. They're playing well. We just had our concert last week.
Oh,
it went really well.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that.
How many, or what, tell us some of the songs that you played at the concert.
We played a song called Bells, which is just it's not really a Christmas carol song. It's more trying to sound like bells. So it has a melody that's not a familiar melody, just everything kind of like layers and makes it sound like bells and like you would hear in a church or something like that. We played, what else we played? We played a song called Christmas Elves in Santa's Workshop, which was a lot of fun for the percussion because they got to use hammers and sandpaper. It made it sound like they were building toys.
Right.
And at various times, the elves would run out of things, so the song would stop, and the elves would say, "Santa, we ran out of nails." So we had a guest Santa.
Didn't Santa Claus actually show up at your concert?
Santa did show up at the concert, and Santa helped us out. And when we ran out of nails, Santa had his helper give the nails to the elves, and then the song would start up again.
All right.
And finally, at the end, the kids all decide, or the elves decide that they're tired and they need a break, and they get to yell at the end of the song.
Right.
Play our last song.
Those poor elves, they never get a break.
Yep.
Well, actually, they get a break
at the end.
Technically, the elves are building toys the whole year, right? And then Christmas, actually, on a Christmas day, the elves actually have off.
Yeah.
Right?
They're done. The only day.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So we had someone check in here who said that Mr. Olson is their band director. Isaiah Jensen checked in, said, "Hi, Mr. Olson, you're my band teacher." So
how you doing, Isaiah?
So I thought we could talk about, well, we're going to take some of your questions. But I thought maybe let's play a duet. So Mr. Olson is at my house today because we recorded some of our easy holiday duets. Some of you guys have been checking my channel, but I'm doing 12 days of holiday tunes. So 12 days of Christmas, 12 days leading up to Christmas started on Friday. And so I'm putting a new video up every day, at least a video, probably a couple videos every day from our easy holiday duets. So why don't we play something? Yeah.
What do you want to play?
So Mr. Olson is going to play.
Can we play baritone now?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Olson is going to play baritone euphonium. What instrument should I play in the duet? Let's have somebody check in. What instrument should I play in our duet? Me and Mr. Olson are going to play a duet. Okay. We got someone checking in. Booty Gaming checked in and says sax. All right, here's my alto sax. And Mr. Olson, why don't you pick a song? What should we play?
Let's do Good King Wenceslas.
Good King Wenceslas. Cool.
Do you want to play the melody?
Sure. So, Mr. Olson, would you mind holding up that sheet so everyone can see it?
Sure.
So this is our easy holiday duets. You can download. There's the link in any of my new videos that I've put up. I put the link in the description at gobando.com. You can download, and we have the duets for every instrument in the band. So my challenge to you guys is to put on a little concert for your family or your friends. Get some of your friends, and you can download the music for any instrument and split up the parts however you want. So we're going to play part one. I'm going to do on alto sax. Mr. Olson's going to play the euphonium baritone on part two. Okay. And the baritone has been giving Mr. Olson a little bit of little problems with the Emily. I did bring the oboe, finally. All right. Here we go. Good King Wenceslas. So we're going to play a duet. We figured out which part we're going to play. I'm part one, Mr. Olson's part two, and then we just have to know how to start at the same time. So since this song is in 4/4, what should we do just to start? Someone should count, maybe?
You want to count it in?
All right. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and we start. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fun.
Very nice.
Good little duet. So, Savage Taco. What are you asking us, Savage Taco? Oh, we have someone saying hi from Italy. Francesco. Hi, Francesco from Italy.
Hello.
You know who I haven't welcomed yet to our live stream is Dennis. Can everyone say hi to Dennis? Hi, Dennis.
How you doing?
Hi, Dennis.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any questions that are popping out that seem interesting to answer?
Yeah. Maya asked, when I play the G note on the clarinet, it squeaks.
Ah. Well, squeaking clarinets. Mr. Olson, you never heard any squeaking clarinets before?
No, never. I've never squeaked on a clarinet.
Yeah, we're joking because you hear, you know, it's very common to squeak on a clarinet, especially when you're first learning how to play. Now, I'm not sure which G you're asking about. I'm assuming it's open G. So my reed's a little bit dry. You have to get your reed. So that could be something. Make sure your reed's wet. What else? Make sure
your ligature's not too tight.
Make sure your ligature's not too tight. Make sure your reed is on straight. Make sure your reed isn't cracked. My reed is in good shape. It's on straight. My ligature's not on straight. Okay. Make sure your ligature's not on too tight. Make sure you're using a good band face. Bottom lip, top teeth. So if you're doing all those things correctly, if you have enough mouthpiece in your mouth, you should, you know, be avoiding squeaks, you know, if your reed is on correctly. And ask your band teacher too. That might help. I mean, I would say check to make sure there's no leaks in your clarinet, but if it's an open G, there's really nothing that would be leaking.
Yeah. The other thing that you said that made me think of something different is sometimes you get too much mouthpiece in your mouth, and that will cause a squeak too. If
the mouthpiece is too far in your mouth, you get squawky. Sounds like that. Back off the mouthpiece. If you don't have enough mouthpiece, it sounds real pinched, or it might not make any sound at all. That, okay? So there's a question answered. Any questions for Mr. Olson? You know, Mr. Olson is a trombone player. That is his professional instrument. Dennis, did you see anything come through from Mr. Olson?
He wants to know if he plays the baritone, trombone, and maybe what's the difference?
What's the difference between baritone and trombone and euphonium?
Well, the difference between a baritone and a euphonium, first, we'll deal with that, is this one that I was playing today is a euphonium because the bell points straight up in the air. It looks kind of like a miniature tuba, but a baritone has the bell points towards the audience. So it would have a curve in it, and the bell would actually look more like this as the curve happened. But a euphonium goes straight up and down.
I think, isn't there some sort of slight difference in the bore too?
A little bit, yeah. The euphonium starts, its smallest point of the euphonium is right where the mouthpiece goes into the lead pipe. That is the smallest point in the euphonium. Everywhere through the whole horn, the euphonium constantly gets bigger all the way through, and a baritone doesn't. A baritone stays the same for a part of the tubing and then gets bigger at the end where the bell is, which gives it gives the euphonium a slightly darker sound. The difference between those two instruments and a trombone is the main difference that you probably noticed is that a trombone uses a slide to find where its notes are, and a baritone or euphonium uses fingerings like a trumpet or a tuba. They play similar parts in a concert band, especially at the elementary and middle school levels. They start to separate a little bit. At the high school level and beyond, they do very different things within a band setting, but they both have a similar sound.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're, depending on where you are in band, if you're at beginner level band or even sort of middle school, middle school is when the music is easier, baritone, euphonium, trombone all pretty much play the same thing. Yeah. As the music gets more advanced, they split off and do their own things. So there'd be a separate euphonium baritone part and a separate trombone part.
That's right.
Is that about right?
Yep, that is correct. And the trombone is set up a little bit more like the baritone, where it's small and it stays the same all the way through the slide, and then when it gets to the bell, it gets a little bigger.
Cool. So, Mr. Olson, did you see this message?
No, I don't have my glasses on. I can't read it.
Well,
what's it say?
The Master family is watching and says hi to two of their favorite music teachers.
How you doing, Masters?
Hi. Good to see y'all.
Yeah.
So we learned about the difference between a trombone and a baritone / euphonium. Why don't we play another song?
Sure.
All right. We're going to do another song for you all. So here we go. What
do you want to do?
We're going to go through so there's 5 songs in our Easy Holiday Duets. There's Good King Wenceslas. We played that. Up on the Housetop, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, Dreidel, and Jingle Bells.
Which we already kind of played at the beginning.
Yeah, but you know what? Pedro was the first one to check in, and Pedro says Jingle Bells. So let's do it.
Well, what do you want to play on this one?
How about clarinet?
Okay.
Okay.
How about...
You play trombone?
I'll play trombone on this one.
Okay. So I'm going to play clarinet. Mr. Olson's going to play trombone. We're going to play Jingle Bells, because that was Pedro's request. All right.
What do you want to play?
Can I play? Well, you play the melody?
Sure.
We're going to flip the script, okay? So trombone is going to play the melody. All right. And I'm going to play part 2.
You want me to play it up an octave?
Can you play it up an octave?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, can you demonstrate where it is written?
Okay.
So Mr. Olson's going to play the trombone melody where it's written. Go ahead. Cool. So he just asked me, since he's playing the melody and I'm playing a higher instrument, you're going to take it up an octave.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty high. Can we hear a little bit of that?
Sure.
Wow. Okay.
Which should put us
in the same range, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Here we go. How fast do we go? Bum 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 bum.
Sure.
Bum, bum. Kind of medium. 1, 2, 3. And thank you. Skylis says, noise. Tessa McDaniel says, you guys are amazing. Beginner clarinet lessons wants me to make a video on Bohemian Rhapsody for clarinet.
Wow.
That's something to try. Now, I am going to do something very amazing or not so amazing. I actually brought an oboe this week. I've got some folks out there who have been begging me to bring an oboe. Now, and someone asked that I should do more oboe tutorials, and I really would like to. But oboe is one of those instruments. So, Mr. Olson.
Yes.
We get this question all the time. Band directors get this question all the time. What can you play all the instruments? Right?
Yes.
And what's the answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know how to.
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
There's like a list. Like, what's your list in order of so we all have one instrument that we're really, really good at. Because if you want to be a music teacher, you have to major in one instrument to be really good at it. Then going down from there, it's like we have varying levels of skill. So what's your list of your top two?
My top two would be trombone and baritone. And then once I got out of that family, I would say trumpet and then tuba, then French horn, mostly brass because that's my instrument family that I specialize in. Once I get past that, I would have to probably say percussion would be next. And then the woodwinds are all kind of in that same area. And then the double reeds. Yeah, so that's double reeds. Double reeds are challenging. And so flute, clarinet, and sax I'm pretty good at. Sax, it's my major. But you get these, oboe and bassoon have this thing called a double reed. You guys ever seen one of these before? So a double reed. Wait, Carly's watching. Uh-oh.
Maybe we should have Carly on here to be a guest artist on oboe.
Where's your flute, Dr. Selfridge?
I'll
go out of my comfort zone.
Really?
Yeah, if you are.
Okay, there you go. Carly checked in earlier in the stream, and she is someone who went to school when me and Mr. Olson were both teachers, and so she played oboe.
Yes,
so here is an oboe reed. You have to get it really wet. And you're supposed to make that sound with it to get it going, to make sure you're getting a sound, getting a vibration.
Is Carly still on?
She hasn't checked in yet. But so here is, we put the reed in. Now I can get a sound out of it. So, and I can play a song, but the thing is I'm like really flat on it. Okay. So I'm just going to play a solo, okay? I'm going to play Hot Cross Buns. That was pretty good. That was passable, right? That's it. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Olson, what do you got? What are you going to play?
I don't know. What do you want to play? You want to play a duet?
I'm just enjoying this. I'm just enjoying my one note. I can trill. Okay, Reed says, Reed. Oh, I thought his name was Reed, but his name is Reed Breaker. Okay. Play Go Tell Aunt Rhody. Okay. Nice. Not bad. I'm still a little flat. Not too bad. Do you want to actually try to play a duet?
Let's do a duet. I pulled head joint out a little bit, so.
Okay. We're going to try. We're going to take a chance here.
You're challenging me, too. You have an open hole flute.
We're going to play Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Who's going to play what? Can I play B? Because that gets a little high for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're going to do Jolly Old St. Nick duet. And I am the high G's get a little bit high for me to play. So I'm going to do part 2. Yep. You got it?
Sort of.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Not a bad tuning note. Okay.
Boy, you're making me work on this open hole flute.
All right. Guys, how was that? Be nice to us. Okay. All right. Dennis, do you see any questions coming through?
Yeah, someone asked to play Star Wars on the trombone.
Oh.
And somebody else, another trombone question. Dan wanted to know how does the trigger work on a trigger trombone?
Wow, that's a great question. You want to take that?
Can you somehow incorporate Star Wars into explaining the trigger?
Do you have Star Wars music? I don't have a Star Wars in my head.
Do so fa mi re do. But just explain the trigger.
Yeah, I could do a little bit of that. So a trigger. Was that Dan that asked that?
Yeah.
So my trombone is a little bit different than a beginner's or middle school trombone, where I have all this extra tubing on my trombone, which the main trombone just usually follows this area here. And there's a trigger on it. So what the trigger does is it allows me to do, it gives me some lower notes, which most trombones, the lowest note, you won't be able to see where I am, but 7th position, and it's a low E. But my trigger puts on all this extra tubing, and it lets me play lower notes. I can get all the way down to the tuba range with my trigger by using that extra tubing. But the more useful thing for the trigger is that it adds the same amount of tubing to my 1st position as a 6th position note was being played. So I can play notes in 6th position, like a C, but I can play them in 1st with my trigger. And that's a little bit out of tune, speaking of tuning. But so now I can play, instead of having to do something where I would go from 1st to 6th to 1st to 6th back and forth, like that, I can go, and by using my trigger, I can play the C, in that case, in 1st position, which makes life a lot easier with things that are moving really fast. Or if you have something where one note is really quick and it's way far away in 6th position, you can use the trigger to kind of make that a little bit easier. So those are the main differences. It just adds extra length to the trombone in 1st position and lets you play some notes that are in outer positions, closer to in 1st or in 2nd.
A little easier.
Yeah.
Someone asked for, oh, there he is. Josh Williams asked for Ode to Joy. Do you know Ode to Joy from memory? And I'll do. So we're going to do, by request, Josh Williams requested Ode to Joy.
B flat.
B flat's okay? There we go. I'll take the bridge. I'll take the bridge.
Go ahead.
Carissa is checking in. Carissa, do you have a question? I want to make sure I don't miss your question. You're welcome, Josh. You're welcome. So, Carissa, I'm waiting for a question from you if you have one. Dennis, anything interesting you see?
Yeah. Somebody was asking, do you have a lesson for every instrument?
On my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm just, okay. Hi, Carissa. Just wanted to say hi. I don't have every instrument. Like, I don't think I have a bassoon lesson. I have like 1 or 2 oboe, like 1 or 2 drum lessons. I'm trying to get more teachers to come on my channel and add some more lessons. So I would like to expand that. Okay.
We should talk to Miss McDonald.
Yeah, actually, we have a friend, Miss McDonald, who plays bassoon, who's going to be making some bassoon videos for us. Okay.
Oh, very good.
Okay. Hi, Carissa. Tamara is watching. Hi, Tamara.
Hello.
Tamara is one of our fellow music teachers.
She could help too.
Yeah, Tamara, you play bassoon, right? You could play bassoon for us. You know what I'd like to do, because I always like to do this every live stream. Can I have you guys check in? Let me know where you're watching from. All right. Let me know where you're watching from, and maybe Mr. Olson and I can play a song. What's another song we could play?
On housetop. We'll do that one.
Sky is in Alaska.
Nice.
We got Ohio. We got Texas. Sure.
Dreidel or up on a housetop?
So both.
Okay.
Same key. Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, West Virginia, Michigan, New York.
Nice. I'm from Michigan. You know that?
Mr. Olson's from Michigan. Who's watching? Who's in Michigan? I got to go back and see. But Mr. Olson is from Michigan. Okay. Oh, Victoria Tarosky is from Michigan.
Where?
Victoria, Mr. Olson wants to know where in Michigan you're from, because Mr. Olson is from Michigan. We got Connecticut. We got, yes, Josh, I remember you. We have someone watching from Austria.
Wow.
Mission, Texas, Marquette.
Marquette.
Victoria's in Marquette.
I'm from Houghton, about 45 minutes away.
How about that? Omar is in Puerto Rico. Let's play Up in the Housetop. Or Dreidel?
Dreidel.
Okay, so
Dreidel first.
Hanukkah is over, but we have Dreidel in our holiday music collection, so we're going to play it. 1, 2. King Crab is 5 minutes from GVHS. Hello. Let's see. So thank you all for checking in. Sebastian is watching from Israel. There we go.
Wow, more.
How appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Omar is in Puerto Rico. That's great. Okay, so we are actually, thank you, Josh. We're actually, Mr. Olson, believe it or not, we're getting close to, it's time to say goodbye in about, 2 minutes. So, I don't know, maybe another duet?
Sure.
All right.
Do you want to like finish up your?
Yeah. How about I'm gonna dare I try French horn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try some French horn. Anyone out there play horn?
Do you want music for it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the French horn music. We haven't done
Up on the housetop.
Yeah, up on the housetop. How high does that get?
These. Do you want me to play melody?
Yeah.
Play where it's written. That'll be okay.
Okay, cool. So we're going to play Up on the Housetop, which is in the easy duets. I'm going to play French horn. I'm going to play part 2. And Mr. Olson's going to play
part 1.
Part 1?
Yeah.
How about Mr. Olson's going to count us in because he's playing part 1.
All right.
So typically when you're playing a duet with someone, the person who's playing the part 1 would be in charge of
starting it usually. Yeah. Unless their part has something in it that makes it hard. But this one, I think we're okay.
Cool.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Took a minute there to find
where you were.
Find the intonation, but
that's all right.
I think we got it. We did okay there. Let's see. Guess what? Anil's watching.
Anil?
You know Anil. Yeah.
How you doing, Anil?
He watches every week. He's a great fan. So before we check out, folks, here, guys, I want to remind you to check out my channel every day this week leading up to Christmas. We're going to have new duet videos posted. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all those things. It's Dr. Selfridge. So maybe we have about, we're right at 30 minutes. But is there one more song you can play for us, Mr. Olson? I could accompany you on.
You want to do one of these?
Something Christmassy? We're going to give you one last song. Okay, guys?
How are you doing with Christmas tree?
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, I think I can fake that one.
Or do you want to do something more peppy?
Something kind of peppy.
Silent Night would not be peppy.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Just take it straight to like this.
Yeah.
Good tidings ring.
I can figure out the chords for this. Da, 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 da. Oh boy. All right, I got it.
Okay.
Here we go. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I'll go 1, 2, and you're wearing?
Sure.
1.
Everyone, Merry Christmas.
See everybody.
Happy Hanukkah. Those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, I know that just ended. Hope you had a great Hanukkah. And we're getting ready for Christmas. We're all very excited. And we'll be back. Well, I'll be back next week. And Mr. Olson, I'm sure will be back. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. I'll be back.
Good. We have some new lessons coming out from Mr. Olson. We just recorded them this afternoon. So they'll be up this week. Looking forward to getting those out. Okay. Thank you, Dennis.
Welcome.
As always, we really appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
See you later.
We